Hey dolls and friends, welcome back and thanks so much for spending part of your day with me. If you're new here, my name is Amber Michon and I do weekly DIYs, hauls, and other fun things. If you're not new, hey doll, hey. So in today's video, I'm sharing with you some thrift flips. I'm super excited about this video. If you watch any of my hump day haul videos on Wednesdays, you know that I did a Goodwill thrifted haul and I got some amazing items for a great deal. So I just took a few of my favorite items and just flipped them this time for you all. It's no kind of real theme or anything like that besides thrift flipping, but any of these can go indoor, outdoor, wherever you choose, but I really hope you guys do enjoy this. I am actually part of a mini hop collaboration that is hosted by Jelena over at the Blondie Next Door. So the way that it works is after you're done watching my video, go down to my description box. In the first line, you will find a link to the next person in this hop, and you will just go roundabout until you visit all 4 channels and get some amazing inspiration. I really hope you do enjoy it again, and if you do, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. If you're new, I would love if you would consider subscribing and hitting the bell right next to it so you're notified every time that I upload. Alright dolls, let's go ahead and jump right in. So starting off, I am making these beautiful kitchen canisters, and from Goodwill, I picked up 4 of these canisters. They were $2.99 each, different sizes, obviously, but they were kind of yucky, so I had to clean them off, but they had really good bones. So after I wiped them down with some wipes and then took them to the kitchen and really gave them a good scrub-a-dub-dub, this is how they looked, and now I'm just going to give them a paint coat of my white chalk paint and Rust-Oleum. I did about 2 coats with this chalk paint, and then after I was done with that, I actually took them outside in my new spray tint. I love this spray tint, y'all, and I spray painted them using my flat white Rust-Oleum paint, and I gave that just one good coat just to give me nice coverage and make sure I didn't have any more of those paint like strokes in it. I didn't want that. So the next I'm going to take the tops, these wood tops, and I removed the little rubber piece on them. And now I'm using my Varathane wood stain in the color Honey. And I'm just using a foam brush to apply the stain and then wiping it down with a rag. This is how they look once I am done with the coats that I want. And I love this dark color. After everything was dry, this is what I am left with, and I love how everything is looking. So with my Cricut, I cut out a couple of labels, I cut out 4 labels, and they say coffee, tea, sugar, and cocoa, and I just applied those on the front and put the top on, and that is it for this flip. Love these. I think they are so pretty. I love the cleanness of them, and I think they're so pretty, and I love the farmhouse look. Next up, I am making this wood plant stand. Absolutely love this one. So I got this stand thing from Goodwill. It was $2.99. It came with a galvanized metal letter on top. I took it off by just using a spatula and just lifting that up. Underneath it though, it was like really hard, like glue. I guess it was like wood glue or something. I don't know. I just used my heat tool and that scraper and just got everything up. Then I sanded down where the glue was just so I can get a smoother surface of it. And then I flipped it over and took off the hanging pieces that were on there. I guess whoever made this or bought this, it was a hanger, but I didn't want that. So after I took those off, I painted the outside of the stand white, and then I also painted the first 2 slats white. So all 4 sides were white, and then 2 of the outer slats are white as well. And then for the 3 middle slates, I actually used acrylic paint in the color Burnt Umber. This is my first time using that color, and I think it looks great. I gave everything just 1 coat of paint. And this is what I'm left with after everything was good and dry. Next, I took these stencils from Dollar Tree. They're the self-adhesive ones. So they're kind of sticky and you can stick it on any surface. So I took the one that I liked and then just placed it on the outer slates, like the outside of the stand. And I used my moss chalk paint and a like foam stippling brush and just pounced my brush up and down on that. And then once it was dry, lifted it up, and it is this gorgeous, gorgeous print. I absolutely love this stencil. And then I did it on all four sides of this plant stand. Here's how it looks after everything is nice and dry. And then I decided to go ahead and give it more of a weathered look. So I'm taking my finger sander and sanding down all of the edges and the inside of the slates, just kind of everywhere, giving it more of a distressed, weathered look. I love how it's turning out. I really do think that giving it some distressing and sanding it down really gave it more character. And this is how it is turning out. Then I took to my Cricut again and cut out the phrase or the scripture, Jeremiah 29:11. I absolutely love that scripture, one of my favorites. And I just put it on the bottom of this plant stand. And that's it for this flip. I think it's so, so pretty. You can put so many things on top of this, but I love how this turned out. To be able to find myself shouldn't be so complicated. If I listen to my heart, I'm gonna leave it all behind. Find myself, I'm gonna start over new. Yeah. For my next DIY, I'm making this cute, sweet farm pig is what I'm calling it. And so from Goodwill, I got this pig. It was 99 cents. If you've been around for a while, you know that I always say that I'm not really like a farmhouse girl that likes like the farm animals, but this pig was too cute to pass up. So what I did is gave it 1 good coat of my Rust-Oleum chalk paint in white linen. And then after that dried, I just sanded down on all of the corners and the edges really good. This one is really easy, you guys, but I just kept sanding down until my eyes were happy. And then I took it into the middle to get some good distressing lines to make this super farmhouse. Like, I love like modern farmhouse chic. I like to put like all of the genres together or whatever, all the themes together and figure out something that I really like, and that's my own. And I absolutely love how this is turning out. So once my eyes are happy with the distressing that I did, I used my Cricut again and cut out Farm Sweet Farm with like a little greenery wreath. Well, it's not green, but you know what I mean. It's a wreath around it. And I just put that on the front of this pig. But this is how it turned out. I think it's so, so cute. Gives it so much charm, so much character, and it's absolutely adorable. For our next easiest DIY, I'm making this cute candlestick. So from the Goodwill again, I got both of these candlesticks. They were each, I think, 99 cents. I want to say 79 cents, but don't quite remember. Anyways, I took off the largest candlestick. I took the black piece off, and then I wiped these down with a baby wipe and then just gave it a good like bubble bath. After they were dry, I took my chalk paint in the color Truffle from Waverly and gave both of these 1 good coat of paint. I just wanted it to look like a base of the brown candlestick, so it's not really good coverage, but this is what I am left with. After that, I took a chippy brush and my white chalk paint again and just gave it some heavy distressing, like heavy distressing. I sanded it down a little bit off camera, but this is what it looks like when both of them are complete. And then I just hot glued the little one on top of the larger one, and that's it for this one. So cute. I definitely think this is something you could find in Kirkland's, but I absolutely love how easy it was and how cute it is. For my next maybe favorite DIY that I've been wanting to do for so long is this plant stand. So from the Goodwill, I have this like cage, like I don't know what it was. And then I had these 4 legs from actually a jewelry box that my husband got me like 5 years ago. And I just have had it stored away. So the first thing I did is spray painted my little tray with some black paint from Rust-Oleum. And I just gave that 2 good coats. And then while that is drying, I'm moving on to my legs. And I'm taking this pink like wood filler. It goes on pink, but it dries like a brown natural wood color. I just put that in the holes where like the screws would be for me to attach it to my jewelry box. Now my jewelry box is sitting on top of my dresser, so I don't really use these legs because it's too high on the dresser with the legs and then it's too low when you put it on the floor. So yeah. And this is what they look like after it's dry, so you know it's dry. Then I just sanded it down so I can get a smooth surface on all of those. Once that was done, I took my Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the color white linen again and gave each leg 3 coat paints. Yes, 3. But I mean, I could probably got away with 2. Anyways, moving on to this wood round. So I picked this up from actually Amazon. It came in a pack of 3. I painted it white and it has some jagged, raggedy edges because me and my husband tried to cut it down with his saw. Now we don't have like a fancy like saw table where we can like turn it on there and everything. So it was a little bit more difficult than we both anticipated. And I think that my measurements was a little bit off on what I needed. But anyways, once I painted that white, you guys know I love my faux shiplap line. So I took my Cricut ruler and my knife and it gave me some faux shiplap lines in there. Just scored it a couple of times. Then I took some ink chalk paint and did some distressing. And I just kind of went back and forth with my white and my ink chalk paint, so that way I can get a look that I was looking for. I didn't want it to be stark white, but I didn't want it to be overpowering with the black. So after my tray has done drying, this is what it looks like. And then basically I'm putting that wood around right inside. And this is what I was talking about. My measurements was a little bit off because it has a little bit of a gap in there. So I'm going to try to rectify that by using this nautical rope from Dollar Tree and just kind of putting it in the gaps right there and just hot gluing that in there. I did that off camera, but this is what my legs look like after they're dry. And then I took my finger sander and went to town on these legs, sanding down the edges, giving me a nice, good, distressing look, weathered look. I'm really going for a real nice, weathered look to this entire plant stand, and it did a lot of distressing. But this is how all my legs turned out, and I absolutely love them. And then I start to place down my legs where I want them in between that tray, and then I just marked it down with a pencil and then used my drill and drilled a hole in there because I am going to attach them with some nails. So after I drilled all of the holes in there, then I'm just using these nails that I already had on hand. And they're black, like kind of rusty nails. So it was perfect for the look that I wanted for this plant stand. And then all I did was put some wood glue and hot glue on my legs. So that way when I put them down, they would be in place. So I let it dry for probably about 45 minutes, just so I can make sure that it was there. But the hot glue gives it an instant hold. And then that way I could put in my screws a lot easier and just put it into where the holes were and just put it in there. Then I had to kind of shimmy up my my little tray on top of it. My measurements was a little bit off again, y'all, but hey, it all worked out. This is what it looks like. I absolutely love this. It's at our front door. And you guys, this tray only cost me $1.99 at the Goodwill, and I made this fabulous tray. I gave it a little bit of distressing with my burnt umber, so it just gave it a little bit more of a weathered, old, chippy look, and I absolutely love this. I'm so happy about this. Alright, Alright dolls, that's all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. And make sure you head down to the link in my description box to hop over to the next person. Alright dolls, be blessed, stay safe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
I can give you a kiss. Look at this.
No, you don't want to kiss. Hey dolls and friends.
Watch the TV.
Okay. Oh, you want him to stay by himself in there? You want to come in here? Okay.
Look at me.
No, Kayla.
Take the